There, Pete.
Here we go.
Yeah. Trevor Tucker said before he actually addressed the players, a lot of the fellas were saying, let's keep going, individual comments from the likes of Gardner and Aitchison and Humphrey and fellas like that. Let's keep going, let's stick it to them. Just remember one thing, Bannockburn are watching. And I thought that was that was really crunchy at the time. Then when Tucker took over, he said, let's stretch it out and let's just absolutely flog them. He said Sheridan will be over there saying, remember what we did last week.
Yeah, he didn't.
He said, that's rubbish. He said, let's just stick it right to them and flog them. Make sure we run to space. We've got to set ourselves up for next week. This is a big ground, and we've just got to keep the ball in front of us, and let's just stick it right to them.
I think actually Adam Sheridan was very conscious about not mentioning that three-quarter time about what happened last week.
Well, one other comment. I'm very loath to go and actually interview players when they're actually still participating in a game, but I did speak to Daniel Fanning on the way off the ground, and I said, have you got any messages for your father? And seeing as how his mother's here, I won't mention what he said.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, well, that's okay.
Okay, well now, play is just about to recommence here for the final quarter.
You nearly lost for words, Ronnie.
Yeah. And we've got Tucker up against Reuter. Tucker got the tap down. O'Leary couldn't control it. McFarlane's all wrapped up. Ball spills free to where Burns gets a hurried kick out of the centre. Bounces, eludes Tim Gardner. Paddle forward to where Sheridan can't control it either. Highland comes out with it and just chips it inboard to centre half forward. Good footy and finds Stevie Ardo. He plays on. Shapter now moved to half forward with brute strength there on young Hobbs. Takes the easiest of marks. Plays on quickly. McFarlane creating some space at half forward. Goes back and takes a lovely overhead mark. About 45 metres from goal. 45-degree angle. Christian McFarlane has kicked 1-1 this afternoon.
What was also interesting, that Tucker had a bit of a whisper to Timmy Gardner and said that he wants him to play in the forward half of the ground and not to go running all over the ground too much. That was more or less a save yourself type comment.
McFarlane pushed it across the goal face. It's in front. Humphrey now. Oh, throws it out to Christian Highland. How's the hands? Got the hands free and kicked the goal. His third.
That was Christian Highland, wasn't it?
It was.
That was great football. That's his. Yeah, you did call that rather well then, Jason. Caught me sort of sleeping for a bit because it all happened so... I saw the throw and I thought, how's he going to get away with that? But he did. Humphrey B. Bear did it again.
The old Humphrey, eh?
15-10-100. Thomson. 5-11-41. Eastern Suburbs. Beaumont's Pies and Cakes. Final quarter scoreboard. And that took about 1.5 minutes for the Tigers to kick their 15th to bring up their 100 points.
And while we're talking about scores, St Joey's were leading 104 to Leopold 43, and we've got a game in the Ballaroon, Queenscliff 15-9 to Anglesea 13-11.
So it's pretty close in the Ballaroon, but it's all over here. It's just a fight to the death now. Sheridan has hit the boundary umpire, and that's a possession for the boundary umpire. Paddy Burns wants to see it over the boundary line and does. And it will be a boundary throw-in now at half forward for the Eagles. That's it. Rub it in. Boundary throw-in. Tucker against Reuter. Tucker in front. O'Leary. Oh, just pops it over the top. She and Hughes in under pressure. Steve Ardo gets it towards Burns. Paddy to Stein. Standing start. Kick around the corner. Reuter coming at it. Sheridan over the head of him and Gardner. Reuter's back there though. And gets the kick away. Wobbly punt in the end. In front, Intervong. And Eastern Serve, best player by an absolute mile today. Cow Intervong. We haven't got that one wrong, have we, Fano? No. Intervong kicks towards Camarotto. And Banana, Atchison against him. And I think it's out of bounds, is it? It is now. Oh, I can't believe the umpire's paid that now. Atchison towards the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Deliberate, says umpire Flowers. Well, that's the thing. It's consistency at this stage of the game. And Paul Camarotto goes back to Mick O'Leary, and he marks. And I think Banana might be in the hospital this week sometime. I think he's got a bit of a hernia, and I think it might be stretching the limits for him at the moment. Well, he's not too confident because he's looking for a short pass. Mick O'Leary, who's kicked one,
straight through the middle.
Straight through the middle, says Pete. He's kicked it straight to Jason Stein. Straight through the middle of his stomach, probably. Well, that's right. That's out of bounds as well, isn't it? He's gone for the boundary line, but it's out of bounds for a throw-in just inside 50.
Eastern Suburbs into attack. Early stages of the final quarter. Reuter, Tucker. No one gets a handle on it. Back of the pack, Gardner can though. Hand pass to Stein, put him under the hammer, and great tackle there, Shorty Peters, not rewarded. And, well, Shorty had his just right desserts. He should have been rewarded with the free kick.
I think he's laughing about it now too, Shorty. Ball up, Reuter. Ripped off the footy by Tucker. McFarlane gives it to Ardo to Stein. Stein to Gardner. Gardner, can he keep it in front? Yes, he can. Sheridan comes at him. He gets his kick away. The outside of the right boot towards half forward. Highland comes at it. Gathers. Oh, ripped off the footy by Gamble. Didn't have it and will be a free kick to Christian Highland. Christian Highland now. Centre wing goes towards half forward. The long lead by Cowan. And Aaron Bradley ducked to get it towards Cowan, but he couldn't take the mark. Ferguson's back there. Irving towards Sheridan and Gardner. Now Gardner does well to get in front. Sheridan knocks it to the front of the pack. Oh, Peters, fresh air shot. Doesn't kick it off the ground. Timmy Gardner in there fighting hard. Gives it out to Armstrong, but the umpire quells his attempts. Oh. He just knocks up. He must have absolute liver poisoning.
Yes,
he is unbelievable.
Good work there, Tucker. He's knocked that 30 metres towards their forward line for the Thomson side. There's been a high tackle, and I think you'll find it'll go the way of Spud Highland, who's really come into the game too. Sort of late that second quarter, third quarter of beauty, and he's continued on to tradition in this final quarter. It's about possession number 3 for the term. They've only been playing, let's have a look, Jay, 6 minutes of the quarter. Up to looking for Cowans, runs into an open goal, easy as you like, and Mark Cowans kicks his third. Very disappointing Eastern Suburbs. Scoreboard, Beaumont's Pies and Cakes, final quarter scoreboard, 16-10-106 Thomson, 5-11-41 Suburbs.
It's a rout. I think I might use that tomorrow. A rout.
And obviously last week took too much out of them.
Bannockburn are watching, and I think they would be a little bit jittery.
Very much so. Confidence is a beautiful thing.
It certainly is. Back in the middle, Tucker, Reuter gets it down, Burns does well, gets the kick away towards half forward. Sherwell leads Bailey. Now Sherwell can do very well to get it back to Burke. Burke was going to go first right, then he does, but too wide on this occasion, looking for Ardo. It's out of bounds just outside the defensive 50 for the Eagles. And it'll be Dean Watson with it.
Nice kick, Watson to centre wing, but it's all Thomson. David Burke in front, takes the easiest of marks. And he'll drive the Tigers now into attack. Lead from Highland. It's ignored. Direction of Sherwell. Nearly took a nice mark. Peters now swoops in the football at the back of the pack. Hand pass to Intervong was okay. He just chipped to Reuter, centre wing. Hand passes inboard to Hill, who's dropped punt to Loughton. A little bit well weighted. Oh, Loughton's taken the mark. He's played on now. Over to Stevenson. Stevenson to Sean O'Leary from 20 metres. Must kick it, and I think he has. Nice goal, Sean O'Leary. His first, and needless to say, a badly needed goal for the Suburbs. 6-11-47 Suburbs. 16-10-106. Thomson, Beaumont's Pies and Cakes, final quarter scoreboard. And a little bit of fizz has subsided from this afternoon's event.
Noel's yawning, so it must be all over. I wonder how Brett's going at the Falcons, that's what I want to know. Back in the middle, Tucker and Reuter. And Reuter gets it down, coming through Mick O'Leary, smothered by Shapter. Mick O'Leary again fighting hard, Intervong in there also, Shapter. And coming out with it once again, Timmy Gardner, but he can't break away, and it will be a ball up. So still in the middle, It's 106 playing 47. Tucker takes it out of the ruck. Nearly gets his head ripped off by Andy Reuter, and will take the free kick for a high tackle. Tucker goes long to centre half forward. High kick. McFarlane goes up, also going up and taking the mark uncontested. Sherwell now goes to the lead of Cowan and is hitting a rich vein of form. Mark Cowan, maybe just at the right time of the season.
Yes, certainly, and well, he's very strong on the lead, and the disposal of the midfielders this afternoon has been a pleasure to watch from a Thomson point of view, and just needs to sharpen his goal-kicking prowess. What's he done? He's kicked 3-2, kicking from 40 metres, 45-degree angle. Nice-looking kick off the boot. This one, Mark Cowan splits the woodwork at St Albans Reserve. 4 goals for the Spearhead, and the 17th for the Thomson Tigers, running rampant at the St Albans Reserve this afternoon in the GDFL first semi-final. Beaumont's Pies and Cakes. Final quarter scoreboard. Thomson 17-10, 112. Eastern Suburbs 6-11-47. Promoted. Trophy and Clothing Company time clock showing 10.5 minutes gone.
This walks.
Yeah, mate, I'm just having a bit of a look.
Tucker, Reuter takes it out of the ruck contest. Gets a kick towards centre half forward. Loughton, ooh, bit high. And I think Stein might have come up. It is advantage. Sean O'Leary, goals for his second of the quarter. And Loughton and Stein both groggy.
I do notice Scotty Ferguson's come off the ground, which is probably a smart move to go and get his head stitched up, and John Stefanowski's come on to replace him.
So it's Thomson 17-10, 1-1-2, lead Eastern Suburbs 7-11-53, Beaumont's Pies and Cakes. Final quarter scoreboard, and Brent Loughton still in the hands of the trainers. A little bit groggy after that clash with Jason Stein. And Stein is up, and that was O'Leary's direct opponent, so O'Leary broke free to kick that goal off the advantage. Back in the middle, Reuter and Tucker. Tucker gets it down on this occasion. Hill and Gardner also in there. Ardo. Hill's done pretty well this afternoon, and Adam Sheridan praised him at three-quarter time and asked him to finish it off, and he's certainly doing that. Gets it wide to Irving. Gardner breaks around him. Irving goes with a left boot towards centre half forward. Peters takes the mark in front of a rampaging Paddy Burns. And now Shorty Peters. Loughton still in the hands of the trainers at centre half forward. Camerado gives him a lead. Poor kick in the end. Burke gets a handheld into Vong. Straight through. Handball back to Camerado. Breaks one tackle, then loses the footy though. And Burke can break away at centre half back. Go towards centre half forward. Up there was Cowan and Stefanowski. Stefanowski takes it.
Stefanowski hand pass to Bailey. Okay. Back in board he goes to the running Reuter. The pass out wide. Looks there to Stevenson. Mocker. He picked it up on the half volley sweetly. The hand pass, not a good one though, and it's intercepted by David Burke, who goes straight to the boundary line. Good pressure there from young Hobbs. It's out of bounds. Left forward flank, about 60 metres now from the eastern suburb goal. Tucker and Reuter. Reuter got it to the direction of Intervong. Hand pass was good. Good smother Paddy Burns, but there's been a kicking in danger charge, and Pat Burns will get the free kick for the Tigers.
I can hear that down here.
You don't have to have good hearing to hear Fano. Pat Burns from inside the defensive 50 towards Bradley, tries to knock it on. Hill knocks it the other way. Hobbs knocks it on towards Reuter, and Tucker, the two big men go at it. Peters, Tucker does well. Good play. The two runners goes towards Gardner. Gemmell comes at it, leaves it behind, and getting across there, Irving can pick it up and run away. Go with the right boot towards centre half forward. Wobbly kick though. Sean O'Leary and Stein coming at it. Now O'Leary, can he tap it over? Well, he gets ripped off the footy. He does well in the end and breaks away, takes a bounce, takes two. He's at 50. Goes with the right boot and towards Camerado and Peacock, and it is out of bounds next to the behind post in the right forward pocket for the Eagles.
Well, ball 5 metres now from the right forward pocket. Tucker Does well, but all sharking it. Loughton, who screws the ball back over his shoulder, but it's well marked there by Jason Stein. Last line of defence goes short. Stevie Ardo, who's been terrific, looks out wide. Shapter couldn't take it. Ardo tried to kick off the carpet, but was stolen by Matty Hobbs. All wrapped up by Ardo. Great tackle. And Stevie Ardo rewarded for his efforts. Gets the free kick outside half-back flank. The drop punt. Looks there, Sherwell. Played a good game. Stevie Sherwell. Taking a lot of marks. Gave it to Burns, who quickly kicks down to centre wing. Highland overruns the ball. Irving now swoops on it. Got time to steady, go into the centre of the ground, but he's obviously colourblind because he's kicked it straight down Sir Burley Armstrong's throat, right in the middle of the St Albans reserve, and he'd be pretty pleased with his efforts this afternoon. Sir Burley, long bomb. Back of the pack, Stefanovski couldn't take it. McFarlane got the touch of the fumbles. Players going in hard. Sherwell and Sheridan clashed. Ball spills free now. An opportunity here for Hill. Runs through the centre and kicks long. Atchison comes out. And Sean O'Leary. Atchison now keeps it in front of himself. Well played, big fella. And is happy to see the ball go over the line and out of bounds. Time check shows that we've been travelling 15 and a half minutes of the final quarter. Margin now stretched to 65 points.
And Wolfenden's come on to replace Bradley.
Boundary throw in. Tucker in front. Reuter from behind. Falls towards Burke. He's wrapped up and can't go anywhere. We're ball up. Just outside the 50. Yeah. And it's up, Tucker. It's Reuter, Burns, Hill taps it on, Stein. Quick little kick towards Highland. And against Shorty Peters. Peters tries to play for the free kick. Tucker in the end, legged. And we'll get a free kick.
Shorty Peters got a bit of a free ride then. Tucker to Woofenden to the run of Timmy Gardner. They can't catch him. And umpire Hallett, he just loves to be in the action, doesn't he?
Now we obviously know what's wrong at Eastern Suburbs.
What?
Oh, you can't say that.
Oh, quickly, back to the football. Troy Sheehan, you've got no idea, Walker. God. Luckily we haven't got a full licence, we'd be off. Sheehan goes towards centre half forward. Shorty Peters. Oh, no mark paid. Loughton has recovered. Handball, wasn't very flash. Shapter gets it away. Short little kick, intelligent towards Timmy Gardner. Bailey, though, is going to be able to chop it off. Bailey gets the handball away. Doesn't sit nicely for Gemmell. Shapter gets it around the corner towards Humphrey and Delamonica. And now who? Humphrey. Got it. Handball slick towards Woofenden. Woofenden picks it up at 50. Goes to the right boot. Drags it back in towards McFarlane. McFarlane now. Can he get his hands free? Yes, he can. Give it to Cowan. Oh, give it to Marty Rowan. Has to turn around. Rowan now will want to get onto that right boot. Goes inside. Goes well. Goes with the right boot. And puts it into the square. And play on, touched off the boot, so McFarlane kicks the goal from a handball from Woofenden.
Yeah, good. That was very slick football there, and Christian McFarlane finishes it off with a very nice goal. He's second, and Thomson's 18th. 18-10, 124. They lead Eastern Suburbs 7-11-53. And Trevor Tucker, Pat Burns would be very pleased with his charges finishing it off as they are. Time check shows nearly 18 minutes gone. Thomson have kicked 4 goals to Eastern Suburbs 2. Back to the centre, Gardner brace clear, gives it to Woofenden. Quick hand pass to the run of Highland. Highland, long bomb up looking for McFarlane. It's over his head. Delamonica tries to knock it away, but McFarlane sharks it and has a flying shot at goal on his left foot. That is offline. Michael Zaljevic. Good afternoon. As we wait now on Sheridan, bring the ball back into play. He just goes short to Shane Bailey. Brings it to the members' side. Jacko Definovsky in front, takes the mark. Now brace clear at half back and just chips in looking for Peters and finds him. Now plays kicks the footy long. Looks there for Loughton. Should take this easily, which he does on the chest. Wastes no time and then shoots at goal. Oh, lovely work. Saw Camerotto loose in the full forward line. And an opportunity here for Paul Camerotto to break his duck. He has. I wasn't. It's a little bit late for accuracy now, I'd suggest, Jason.
Is he exciting to watch or what? Shorty Peters.
You never know what he's going to do next, do you?
It's just a jack in the box, isn't he? 8-11-59 Eastern Suburbs. 18-11-125 Thomson. It's 10 goals the difference on the Beaumont's Pies and Cakes final quarter scoreboard. Back in the middle, Tucker and Reuter. Pie throws the ball up. Tucker in the end goes with Hill. Comes towards Gardner again. Got one high. Still in the middle. Wolfenden. Irving. And it will be a ball up once again in the middle.
Now, 3, 4, 5, 8.
Reuter now in front. Tucker from behind. Tucker gets his left fist to it. Hill in the end. Gardner. Gets his hands free, handball over the top to Shapter. Does it sit for him? Yes, it does. Gets a good shepherd as well. Gives him a bit of space. Goes towards McFarlane. Behind him and Sheridan. Humphrey. Oh, handball cleverly over the top to McFarlane. Bailey comes at it. McFarlane keeps it. Wilkins now, the big man. Gets around onto the right boot and kicks the goal, if you don't mind.
The big fella just showing his agility and rubbing insult into the wound.
I tell you what, Plugger wouldn't be too happy about that.
Now, that's is it 19 goals, 11. Let's have a look at my mathematics.
Is it 125?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I've just been... Yeah, it's 19-11, 125.
Were you looking at the scoreboard, Ron?
Yes, the
You
scoreboard.
never trust the scoreboard.
8-11-59 Thomson, Eastern Suburbs. I'm rattled. Margin now back 72 points.
Out of the middle again, Highland. Slick handballs to Shapter, who's racking up possessions on the wing. Goes with an absolute bullet, but Alfie Delmonico chops it off for the Eagles. Can go towards Sheehan, and he sits and waits for it. Irving comes, needs a shepherd, gets one, and now Danny Irving takes a bounce, tucks it under the arm, takes two bounces. Goes long towards Camerotto, holds Peacock off. Stein getting back there, and Stein takes the mark.
Actually, is it 20 goals? The scoreboard here, 20-11. I think
Well, you count them, and I'll keep going with the play.
Yeah.
Sherwell out on centre wing. Shapter there also. And Stein's got it, coming down from the back flank. Goes to Timmy Gardner, runs back 20 metres, but then turns around, gets some freedom, gets with the right foot kick around the corner towards a vacant Darren Shapter. And he takes the mark. That's not a goal there, Ron.
Thank you.
Goes towards Rick Humphrey.
19 is correct.
Humphrey goes towards Craig Wolfenden, who's enjoying the freedom of a bit of a run up the ground from his usual backline position. Now Craig Wolfenden from the boundary line about 45 metres out. Have a shot for goal. Now Craig Wolfenden. Good kick for distance and good kick for accuracy.
Great goal, Wolfer. That's his first, and yes, Thompson's 20th. That's correct. 20-11, 131 is correct. Eastern Suburbs 8-11-59. The margin is now 72 points. 12 goals. Great victory here this afternoon for the Thomson Tigers.
And 11 individual goal kickers for Thomson. So they've certainly shared it around.
Yeah, they certainly have. And with really no player dominating for the 4 quarters. It's been a real good team effort. This bloke here's had a bit of a thing to do with it, Dave. That was Gardner. About possession number 35. Gets it up long to Ardo, who just tries to screw it around on the right foot. But he's just missed.
What? Oh, I don't know. I think Adam Sheridan's played pretty well. There we go. We got the bait out. Tremendous. Here he comes. Robert Klump from fullback. Goes towards Hill. Can't take the mark. Up against him, Ardo. Hill fights pretty hard for it. Does well. Andy Hill, second effort. And goes towards Stefanovski. Rides the Wilkins bump. Then gets the handball wide. Gardner against 4 Eagles. And he'll end up with it. Oh. To Burns.
Been terrific. And he's kicked it up there looking for Humphrey in front. Nearly took the mark. Oh, ball spills to Air Highland. All wrapped up by Stefanovski. Loose ball there to Rowan. He can't get rid of it, but the loose ball now picked up by Mick O'Leary. Hand pass intercepted by the Tigers again. Rowan shoots it at goal, but it doesn't bounce back offline. 2 goals to Marty Rupp this afternoon. Been quite a live wire for the Tigers. As we see that 2013 now, Thomson 133, Eastern Suburbs 8-11-59. Beaumont's Pies and Cakes final quarter scoreboard. Sheridan goes short and finds Dean Watson at half back for the Eagles. Ball now from Watson, looks up there for the high flying Peters, knocks it away from Sherwell. At ground level, Hill picks up and then kicks it up looking for Sheehan. Takes a nice mark, plays on, no talk. And has been penalised for being caught in possession. Sir Burley Armstrong now feeds off to Atchison. The rubber man to Gardner was good. Elliott, who's been good also. And just a training drill at the moment for the Tigers. Sherwell to Woofenden to Shapter, who goes wide. Look at this, it's a little game plan they've got. It's a record number of touches before it gets down to the goal mouth, as we see now. McFarlane. No, that was Hobbs, I think you'll find. Left foot kick was good. Finds Sean O'Leary, who just kicks it along the ground. Gathers a good 50 metres, but there's no one home except Pat Burns, who brings it right back into the corridor. Good kick too, and finds David Burke for the Thomson side at centre half back. No one on the mark. Kicks a high ball. Looking there for Wilkins. Back at the pack. Shapter, good play. Has a bounce and he'll run into about 35. He's still going. 3 bounces. No one's come at him, so he just waltzes in and kicks a very handy second goal for Darren Shapter. And a very nice 21st goal for the Thomson side, who are just going through the motions at the minute of the training drill. 21,
we are too, aren't we?
13, 139. Eastern Suburbs 8-11-59. 80-point lead to the Thomson Tigers. And a real threat in the premiership campaign for the GDFL for season 98.
And once again, we've got it right this afternoon. Tucker goes up against Reuter. Intervong. Roves gets the kick away. Not very far. Coming out of Elliott. Burns taps it on beautifully to Highland, to Armstrong. Armstrong on the left boot towards centre half forward. Humphrey comes across Sherwell. Punch away by Gemmell. Delamonica at close quarters. Handball away. Shapter and Hobbs. And Shapter's enjoying his spot on the wing, I think, at the moment. We see Timmy Gardner coming off as well now. In front of us, Delamonica wrapped up. Rowan's in there working hard. Stefanovski gets a quick kick out of the pack. Tucker and O'Leary go at it. And Aaron Bradley to come back on for Gardner. Comes out to Hill. Noel Fanning just getting his Thomson membership ready for next year already. O'Leary goes towards Sean O'Leary now. Stein. Sean O'Leary pops it over the top. And Loughton takes the mark in front of Atchison.
It's interesting, Gardner coming off the ground at this time. It wasn't a planned move, I can assure you.
Thanks very much.
It was for Timmy.
I think it was. I think you'll find he's hurt his hamstring fairly badly.
Well, Loughton from 45. He's kicked 4 goals this afternoon. And I think he's missed this one to the near side for one behind. Well, he might have hurt his hamstring, but we'll never know because they'll never tell us.
Rod Peacock with a nice smile on his face there, looking pretty pleased with himself. Elects to go to the outer side of the ground and pick out the rubber man. Atchison now looks up there, but chipping in the Intervong. Kiao Intervong, the little sandal man, does well, and Loughton just lopes into the full forward position, taking a pretty easy mark. And he's got an opportunity to kick his 5th this afternoon from about 30 metres directly in front. Not a bad personal effort. Brent Loughton. So he's 5th out of 9.
Can't do much more at centre half forward. Intervong gives it to Loughton, who gives it a behind. So the number 2 and number 3 only get a point from that result. 4 goals, 3. (21-13, 139). Thomson Eastern Suburbs 8-13-61. Beaumont's Pies and Cakes final quarter scoreboard. Peacock waiting for the ball to come back. Ron's nearly asleep in the commentary box.
Well,
like that, isn't it?
I tell you what, Ronnie, there's about as much interest in this game as a Bucks party at the White House.
And now,
We've been going 29 minutes. It's got to be Sarah time shortly. Stevie Sherwell, thanks
You're an
very
idiot.
much, Peter Walker. Sherwell, the Birds, he'll be sleeping well tonight. Paddy Birds too. Well, helicopter punt kick into the centre of the ground, but there's been an infringement against the high-flying Mick O'Leary on Jason Stein, and he'll get the free kick at centre wing. Plays on, gives it to the hand pass to David Burke, who punts the ball long to centre half forward. Stefanowski should have marked it, but he didn't. Support there, Andy Hill lost the ball. Wolfenden picks it up and kicks hurriedly into the left forward pocket. It can't be trapped by Aaron Bradley, and it's out of bounds. About 10 metres now from the Thomson goal, who have got a 84-point correction, 78-point lead.
boundary throwing right next to the behind post. Left forward pocket for the Tigers. Wilkins up against Reuter. Wilkins from behind, plucks it out of the ruck. Wilco can't get the kick away though. Intervong fights hard, gets the handball away. Mick O'Leary's there, ripped off the footy. Could have been a free kick, none forthcoming. The umpire says it's mine, and he'll ball it up at half forward. So I think most of the players and most of the supporters just waiting for the siren.
That's about it.
I'm glad it's spring.
But he works hard. Sherwell ends up with a footy. Umpire forced to come in and bounce down again. And there is Sid Seagull on screen. Enjoying the Tigers roar as the siren sounds as Christian McFarlane's had a flying shot at goal. He's just offline. 1 point is the result. 2 goals, 3 his personal tally here this afternoon. But a pretty convincing victory to the Thomson Tigers as we see Daniel Fanning.
That's
on
a big
screen.
side. That's a big side pad.
They've had to go and get an extra bit of strapping this afternoon to get around those legs of Daniel Fanning's.
Just have a look, guys. Daniel Fanning's come out of the dugout. Plugger's come out of the dugout. Timmy Gardner hasn't come out of the dugout.
Okay.
They're going to carry him, are they?
Well, final
I think
scores.
they might have to, Jason, actually.
Thompson, 21-14, 140 points, have defeated very disappointing Eastern Suburbs here this afternoon, 8-13-61, a 79-point drubbing. Thompson kicking 7 goals, 4 in the final quarter. Eastern Suburbs 3-2. And goal kickers Jason for this afternoon's successful Thomson Football Club.
Well, for Thomson, and they certainly shared it around. 4 goals to Mark Cowan, 3 to Christian Highland, 3 to Daniel Fanning, and 2 each to Marty Rowan, Christian McFarlane, and Darren Shapter. Singles to Steve Sherwell, Steve Ardo, Glenn Wilkes, Rick Humphrey, and Craig Wolfenden. While for Eastern Suburbs, 4 to Brent Loughton, 2 to Sean O'Leary, 1 each to Paul Camerado and Michael O'Leary. And in the end, it was 21-14, 140 to 8-13-61 in that final term. Eastern Suburbs managed 3 goals, 2, while they kept going, the Tigers. 7 goals, 4 in that final term. And in the end, it was a 79-point victory to Thomson, who now create a Battle of the Tigers situation once again with Bannockburn next Saturday afternoon in the 1998 preliminary final. And the winner of that match will go through to meet Werribee Centrals in the grand final on Saturday, September the 12th. So, scores are wrong, are they?
Yes, I think Guest
Well,
Video.
they are. Yeah, we've got it right.
They've got a goal too many up on the board for Thomson. And that will be rectified very shortly. But better players. Gee, it was a great game today for the Thomson side, and really you look back at the first quarter and only for Cow Intervong, who I thought was pretty consistent for the first three. Thomson was just very dominant. Pat Burns was terrific. Daniel Fanning in that first quarter. In the second term, we saw Timmy Gardner and Sabuli Armstrong take over. Timmy Gardner kept going, and then all of a sudden Spud Highland got involved, and he was contributing very much for the last half of football. Was Spud couldn't squeeze him in the votes. I gave the one vote to young Cow Intervong. I thought his effort today was sensational, and a great effort from the youngster for the Eastern Suburbs side. And guest video have got it right again. It's a beautiful thing. As we see the two votes, you know, as I said, I apologise to Christian Highland. I thought Pat Burns was terrific. A lot of the football had set it up for the Tigers early, but finishing it off as he does for week in, week out, the dual Neville Whitley medalist Tim Gardner was clearly best man on the ground here this afternoon, and I hope I haven't swayed anybody else with their votes. But Noel Fanningham, I suppose he'd love to give us a vote shortly. He hasn't got a headset, but I'll leave you to last, Noel.
Well, that was Gardner, Burns and Intervong for Ron. I did mine halfway through the third term.
So did I.
And mine are Gardner, Burns and Intervong, so you must have been looking over my shoulder.
Did you really?
Gardner, Burns, Intervong. And I wrote them down at the 15-minute mark of the final term.
Oh,
so that's it.
We must have
and Fanning and Sheridan didn't get a vote, sorry. But I do apologise to Steve Sherwell, Christian Highland and Brent Loughton. I thought those three players were the next best three on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Close.
And, righto, so we've got it, Timmy up here. What do you reckon, Peter?
Oh, my better players for Eastern Suburbs were Brett Loughton, Intervong, Sheridan and David Peters. For Thomson, I thought Highland, Sherwell, Burns, Arto, Wilkins and Gardner. And my 3-2-1, I gave one vote to Steve Arto because I thought he did play well all day. And I even tossed the coin for best on ground and second best on ground. I ended up giving 2 votes to Steve Sherwell. I thought he played sensationally. And, yeah, I thought Timmy only just over Steve Sherwell.
Thank you very much, Peter Walker.
My pleasure.
So, the 3 votes this afternoon to a familiar face. Tim Gardner has the 3.
You there, Noel?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good on you, mate. I'm interested to hear what...
Well, here we go. You're going to give it
votes
3 to Gardner anyway.
Well, I'm going to give. I'm going to do exactly what we did last Sunday and give 3 votes to a guy who slashing first quarter only. Daniel Fanning. I mean, it's good enough for Sheridan to play 1 quarter and get the award. It's got to be good enough for Fanning.
Ronnie, just tell me
Well, you like the Robert Clump Award last week. It's my turn.
Righto, well, we've given Fanning...
I'll be serious.
Oh, well, I've written Fanning down.
No, 3 to Gardner. Without a doubt, 3 to Gardner.
Yep.
2 to Sherwell and 1 to Interval. That's the way I saw it.
Right,
and I do apologise to Daniel Fanning and Adam Sheridan.
You idiot.
Good on you, Fanning.
Well, Timmy Gardner's got the 3. I think, it's Steve Sherwell and Paddy Burns with 4 votes each. So, we'll go with you, Ron. Sherwell's got it. Burns.
Okay, so
1.
Gardner,
Sherwell and Burns, our 3, 2 and 1.
Sherwell and Burns.
The final score in the first semi-final, Thomson 21-14, 140 big winners over Eastern Suburbs, 8-13-61. And it means that Thomson will now meet Bannockburn in next Saturday afternoon's preliminary final, and the winner will then play Werribee Centrals in the 1998 GDFL Grand Final. Peter, you still with us?
Yep.
Oh, yep. Well done. Thank you for your efforts this afternoon.
No worries, mate.
And we'll see you in the finals again. Fano, well done. Good work. And he'll be happy camp in Stinton Avenue tonight with Thomson getting over the line. Ronnie, see you next Saturday afternoon for another Battle of the Tigers.
Certainly will, Jason.
Should be a fantastic game. So, on behalf of Peter Walker, Noel Fanning, Ron Brain and Jason Doherty, this has been another fine guest video production as we get the tarp thrown off. We'll see you next